And today we pick up with the 13 C parts as the Egyptians. You see today, you will never see again. The children of Israel, they're unnerved because they look back and they see the Egyptians coming after them. And Moses has the unmitigated gall to tell them, let me tell you something now. You see them now, but you ain't going to see them again. And saints, what I love about Moses does not overlook the reality that the enemy, the opposition, is right there. The opposition is after them. The opposition is trying to get them. But Moses says to them, you see the opposition, but let me tell you something, you're not going to see them anymore. And let me tell you, saints, I cannot tell you that you won't have some enemies. I'd be a lying preacher if I stood up and told you that. I'd be a lying preacher if I told you that you'd never have any opposition. The opposition is real, but let me just serve notice today. The opposition is temporary. And if we're truly going to experience both different and desired results, we have to get to the place where we learn how to disempower the opposition. Sometimes it requires for us to make some transitions in our daily routine. Sometimes we have to take a little break from Facebook, take a little break from texting, take a little break from this, that, and the other. Sometimes we've got to focus our attention on disempowering the opposition. Sometimes we've got to stop worshiping at the shrine of the opposers and their opposition. Let me tell you something. The best way to get back at your enemies and your opposers is to keep on pressing on. Keep on doing what you know God has assigned to your hand, because the truth of the matter is God will let your results silence your opponents. God, how many folk know what I'm talking about in this church? Saints of God, I know there's some messy folk. Yeah, you messy folk in church. But let the mess and the messiness become your motivation to get your different and desire. Let them say whatever they want to say, but let that be the fuel in your tank to get the desired results that you want to get. Somebody better hear me in this church today. You can't do nothing about messy folk. You can't do nothing about mess, but what you can do is separate yourself from the mess and the messiness and let your momentum propel you to get where you're trying to be, because sometimes what I've discovered is that you've got to just show up for the showdown and keep on doing your thing your way, and God will let everybody be confounded by what is produced from your life. Anybody know what I'm talking about over here? Just let your results speak for you. I think about even persons, especially some great women. I think about India Ari. They said she was too dark. They said her hair texture wasn't right. But you know what India Ari said to her opponent? She said, I am not my hair. And she said, I got brown skin. And she was proud of her brown skin. They told Oprah she was crazy for trying to start her own network. But here it is on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day you trying to help a Yanla fix somebody else's life, and then you're back on there trying to watch the have and the have not. The president of the United States had the gall to come after Representative Maxine Waters, and she looked straight at him and said, you will not intimidate me, and I will not shut my mouth. Let me tell you something. The best way to get back at her, don't you let anybody intimidate you, and don't you close your mouth. Speak up for yourself. Speak up for your God. Speak up for what you know is right. Don't let the enemy intimidate you. Look square dead at the enemy and tell the enemy, if God be for me, who can be against me? They told Janelle Monáe, I know some of the older folk don't know her, but she's a great artist. They say she's too eccentric. She said, I'll let my eccentricity be my money maker, and I'll keep on making my money, and I'll keep on being eccentric. Justice Sonia Sotomayor said they used to talk about how she looked and how she talked. She said, keep on talking about me, but look where I'm sitting now. Because see, some folks, they got a whole lot of mouth, but they don't know where God is placing you. And even Jasmine Sullivan, they tried to buy body shame her. Talk about she got too big. And Jasmine Sullivan said, big or small, one thing I know I can do, I can sing. And let me tell you something. You be confident in what you know you can do, and don't let anybody back you into a corner where you start talking down against your. If God put it in you, you be confident. You don't got to be arrogant. You ain't got to be perfect, but be confident. If it's your time to shine, step up in there. This little light of mine, I am going to let it shine. Because let me tell you something. When you shine, you give somebody else permission to shine. And when they shine, you give somebody else permission to shine. And when everybody's shining, guess what? God gets the glory and other people are edified in the midst.